What is up? Welcome to the Restoration Rundown Podcast, the podcast that is dedicated to you, the restoration business owner. My name is Ben, your host, and I'm the CEO of Ironclad Restoration Marketing, where I help restoration business owners across the United States get more sales simply by getting their internet marketing right. Now, this episode is going to be a short one, but it's dedicated to those guys out there that are either just starting their business or branching off on their own, rather, or may have been doing things a certain way for a long time, and you're looking for a way to just get leads into your business from online channels. Now, face it, we're in 2022. The majority of people out there that are looking for any type of home service are going to get on their phone or they're going to get on their computer. They're going to look for somebody to come help them out with their problem. We do the same thing when we're looking for a restaurant, when we're looking for somebody to, buy a product. But especially in the home services business, having digital marketing in place for your business is crucial. Having that real estate on the first page of Google is crucial to your business model. So today, I'm going to give you a couple ways that you can ball on a budget. You can get those leads coming in on a very limited budget. So if you're just starting out, this is going to be something that you really want to pay attention to, because I'm going to walk you through a couple ways that you can start getting some digital marketing footprint as far as placement on search engines, and a couple different ways that you might be able to generate some leads on a very limited budget. And I feel you. I'm an entrepreneur. I've started multiple businesses. I've been there. I've been the guy that's scratching for every single penny that comes in, trying to figure out ways where we can maximize our marketing spend and get the most out of that money, which is, no matter how much money you're making, that should be the name of the game anyways. I don't care if you're a $5 million, $20 million a year restoration business or a $30,000 a year restoration business that might be just starting out. You should always be cognizant of where your marketing dollars are being spent, taking a look at ROI very closely. It's a big problem in the industry and a lot of home service industries because you guys are so used to moving so fast that you don't stick with one thing very long if it's not panning out. So today, I'm going to give you a couple things that you can do to start generating some leads so you can get done with getting pulled in 100 different directions. And I'm talking to the guys that are just starting out. I feel you. Again, like I said, I've been there before. So, you've got all the shiny new objects that are out there that are promising the world. 9 times out of 10, they don't deliver. You've also got, guys that have been in the industry a long time that have done things a certain way that are telling you what you need to be doing. And while they're probably right, most of the time they are because they're building relationships with property managers, plumbers, roofers, other restoration companies, which you should be doing anyways. Nowadays, it's 2022. You're living under a rock if you're not utilizing search engines, social media, and all these other digital channels where, that's where people are finding you the most. So yes, you need to have those referrals. You need to have that word of mouth. That is a huge part of your business. And it's always going to be, especially in the construction or any type of home service businesses. It's very relationship based. But the nature of how people are finding home services, let's say they don't know a plumber, they don't know an electrician or a roofer or a property manager, they're going to be going onto a search engine and they're going to be looking for somebody to come help them out, especially with property damage. So if you're balling on a budget, 2 things that you need to be doing right away. So right away off the bat, I want to talk to you about, if you've listened to us for any amount of time, listen to the podcast, or Ironclad Restoration Marketing's YouTube or my Instagram, we talk about our digital omnipresence method that we have here at Ironclad. And basically what that means is we want to take an omni-channel approach to your online marketing because we want to cast a wide net, right? You wouldn't just talk to one plumber. They could feed you a ton of work, but you want to talk to a few. You want to build relationships. So you want to build your online relationships and your online footprint as big as possible. So, having a website is fundamental. That's square one. If you're a new business owner, you got to have a website. I don't care what anybody says. And make sure that the website is built to convert. Make sure you have the right content on that website. That's all important, right? So one of the big things that you need to make sure you're doing is having a website and making sure that you have each one of your services with enough content on there that Google's going to want to index it. So, refer back to some of our other videos. I've run a couple webinars on how to build these websites. You can check out my book. I walk you through, there's a whole chapter on building websites, what needs to be kind of included in there. So let's just say you have a website and you're looking for a way to get that website ranked. So, doing SEO is the most fundamental thing that you need to be doing. It needs to be part and a foundational part of your marketing strategy. Okay. So part of that is having the right content on your website. Part of that is getting your online directories locked down, on the simplest terms, making sure you have a Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, every one of those high authority websites. Just have a business profile there. Make sure you're a member of your industry associations, whether they're regional or national, the IICRC. Just having that authority there and having your business listed on there as a profile is huge. And it does actually help with your organic traffic. But two things that you can do right away very easily. SEO, you need to have it. You got to have a website. You need to make sure that you are utilizing Google Business Profile, formerly known as Google My Business. If you're not, you're missing out on a huge opportunity to place yourself in front of people that are looking for what you do. So, having a built out Google Business Profile does a few things, right? So it does help with organic traffic, and more so, a well optimized Google Business Profile helps you get those maps rankings, right? So you're taking, your organic search is going to be, everything below the paid ads here that we're looking at. And of course we just, Googled ourselves. But you'll have your paid ads below the maps. And then, the non-paid, which is organic, below the map section. But what the Google Business Profile does is actually help you get ranked in the map section. So if somebody's typing in, water damage, you want to pop up here. So here's the Google search results for water damage restoration near me. First thing you see under the paid ads is the map section. And if you're on your phone and you're actually searching this out on your phone, which a lot of people are doing, and it's trending more in that direction, the map section is the most prominent section that you see. So having that Google business placement is huge. Not only that, but now we talk about converting traffic, right? So Google Business Profile is also a great and probably the best way that you can start aggregating reviews and testimonials, right? So we talk a lot about having your USP on your website, which is why somebody should choose to do business with you over your competition, your unique service proposition. Your reviews are huge. So you can talk about yourself and how great of a restorer you are and how, you're A-rated on Better Business Bureau and all this jazz, which is great. And you should be having that stuff out there as your forward-facing stuff on your website. But there's nothing better than having somebody else sing your praises. So Google reviews are big. Facebook reviews are big. Because it gives people a chance during their buying journey to, so we found Ironclad Restoration Marketing. Let's see what everybody else is saying about them. Wow, these guys really have a lot of great reviews. They're literally addressing needs that we have. So if you're, a guy out there and you're trying to vet me out as a marketing agency, if you're trying to vet out Ironclad, then, most likely you're going to check my Google reviews, right? So making sure you have a website that's properly optimized and utilizing Google Business Profile is big. So for the home services industry, I'm going to give you a little bit of a kind of a tip that what you should be doing here. You notice that in December, November last year, there was a big core algorithm update. Google's placing a lot of emphasis on your Google Business Profile, your maps listings, and how you're actually optimizing and setting your business up on Google. So, on a limited budget or no budget at all, really, you could just set up a Google Business Profile, optimize it properly, and we have videos and training on how to do that as well, or you can reach out to me and we can walk you through it. But properly optimizing that is big. It gives you a great inbound link from your website, an outbound link to your website, but they also have this really cool posting capability that's very much like an Instagram or a Facebook, where you're able to provide updates on your business, press releases for your business, or simply just adding something that's new for your business. So if you're trying to promote your service for water damage restoration, you are actually able to put that post on Google Business Profile and actually get some organic traction with that, as well as maps traction with that, because you're calling out a keyword, and if you properly link it to your website, you're kind of feeding each other, right? So you're going to be sending traffic to your website, and then the website sending traffic back to your Google Business Profile. So if it was me and I was just starting out with a restoration business, the two things I would do right away would be setting up a website, claiming my domain, claiming all of my social media profiles with that name of my business. And I would immediately set up and verify a Google Business Profile page and start posting on it right away. Getting reviews is going to help you climb the maps rankings, and actually utilizing their posting is going to also help you get more organic traffic, and it's going to help you climb into maps rankings, which is big, especially in the home services industry. So it doesn't take money. Google Business Profile is free. It takes a lot of time. It's almost like a full-time job to do it properly. It's something we are really, really shifting gears here at Ironclad to kind of provide this as more of a focus on this type of service, because Google's weighing it a lot heavier in your ranking factor. But at the end of the day, you can do that for free, right? So if you're taking pictures on jobs, which you should be doing before and afters, and you're getting reviews, get them all on that Google Business Profile, and link it between your website and that Google Business Profile, and you will start climbing the rankings. And again, that placement, that visibility is what's going to get that phone ringing, right? You're just having business cards and a website, and you got your vehicles wrapped, you're checking all those boxes, yeah. But if nobody can find you, then it's kind of a waste of time. So you want to get this omnipresent kind of approach, this omnipresent channel, omni-channel approach to this, meaning you want to just be there everywhere somebody's going to find you for home services, which is going to have a website, being ranked well on Google with an SEO strategy, making sure you're registering in all the online directories. I mean, that's stuff that you can do for free on your own. Yes, it's always best to hire an agency. I mean, there's certain things that are in the property damage restoration that a homeowner can do if they're a good DIY guy, but it's always best to let an agency handle it. But again, if you're balling on a budget, there's a couple things that you can do. Get your Google Business Profile, work on it, dive into some of our resources. We have training. I've got 100 YouTube videos on how to do this. And more so, I've got a book I published, and actually we have a revised edition of this book that I just published in January. That's a step-by-step guide on how to do all of this stuff. So, if you're really serious about taking your business to the next level, you want to stop bouncing around, or you're just a new guy that you're ready to break in, you got a family to take care of, you've got employees that rely on you, then you can spend the time at night. There's literally no excuses. Get the book, follow us on social media, and set up your Google Business Profile. Start posting on it, start using it, and you'll see yourself climbing. It's not rocket science. It just takes a lot of work, and it takes a lot of consistency, right? So if you're really serious about doing it and making money and getting leads, and there's two things you can do right now, and you have little to no budget. It's get your Google Business Profile set up, start utilizing the posting on that, get your reviews in, make sure you're claiming all your online directories, making sure you are a member of all your industry associations, regional and national, and make sure that when you can, and it's doable by yourself, especially if you follow the book, you can build your own website, but make sure you at least have a website that has, a nice homepage with a contact form. You've got a clickable phone number up at the top right, our basics of web conversion, which you can refer back to a webinar. You want a nice professional looking logo. You want to click the call. You want a nice mobile site. So if we switch to a mobile version of my website here with a little dev tool, you can see that you still have a clickable phone number here. You still have calls to action. It says what we do above the fold. All the stuff that we talk about in our web conversion training here at Ironclad. And then more so, we've got testimonials right on the homepage. I mean, this is all stuff that you can do. But if you want to rank organically on search engines, then make sure you have a separate page for each one of your services, right? Make sure we'll pull up here one of our clients, and I'll show you what it means to have a website that's built to convert, right? They have a page for each one of their services, right? The site loads fast. You got a separate page for each one of the services. We've got a blog that we're blogging on, just showing off work here. It's got the right content. You can refer to some of our videos to see how you choose your keywords and how you put them together. But if you have a website and you're working with Google Business Profile, you can really do this stuff on your own. It takes a lot of work, but you can do this stuff on your own, and you will get more leads, right? So if you have that real estate on the first page of Google, you're listed in the organic section for the stuff you do and in the areas that you do it. You've got a Google Business Profile that's properly optimized. You're getting reviews. You're utilizing their posting. And then when budget permits, then you start throwing some money at pay-per-click, right? If you're going to be spending money on a lead gen service like 33 Mile or Angie's List or Home Advisors, then you should try running some pay-per-click ads. We find that not only are you going to be taking up the 3 core sections of a search engine page, so paid section, your organic section, and the maps, but the leads that you're going to get from pay-per-click, if it's done properly, are going to be a little bit more qualified. You do have to sift through some stuff, and that also takes some work. And if you're going to hire somebody to manage your pay-per-click, it's a very intimate back and forth relationship for the first couple weeks to optimize it. But once you hit that sweet spot and you've got a good ad spend and your budget permits, pay-per-click's a great way to get you leads right now. So listen, go check out this stuff. Check out our resources. Head on over to our Instagram. We'll pull it up right here, Ironclad Restoration Marketing. We've got literally hundreds of videos on here about how to do this stuff yourself. You take a look at our YouTube page for Ironclad Restoration Marketing. I mean, look, there's not something that you need to do for your business marketing wise that I don't have a video for. If you prefer to read, got the No BS Guide to Internet Marketing for Restoration Contractors, a book I'm really proud of, that really helps guys out there just do it themselves. Even if you have an agency, this book's a great tool to reaffirm that you're actually on the right track, right? And the best way to judge whether or not you're doing the right thing with marketing is if your phone is ringing, right? Is your business growing on a revenue basis, quarter to quarter, or month to month, or year over year? If you're serious about this stuff, check us out. Follow the Restoration Rundown podcast. We have an episode streaming at least once a week. It's, whatever comes to my head that I think that people might be struggling with, I throw an episode up out there. You can find it on any one of the streaming services that it's out there. We also have a YouTube for that as well. Again, you want to grow your business. You want to do things the right way. Use the resources that are out there. Don't just trust anybody, and think forward, right? MySpace didn't think that they were going to get taken over, and look where they're at, right? MySpace was the bomb. They didn't think they were going anywhere. Look at Blockbuster. If you don't innovate and you're not making sure that you have the foundation proper and you're not forward thinking, you're never going to win. And you guys know this already, being in the home services industry, right? You're going to lose out to your competition. So if you want to avoid that, you want to start getting some leads in. 2 things that you need to do: make sure you have a website, make sure you're utilizing Google Business Profile. And if you don't have the money to build a website right away, use Google Business Profile. Don't let your budget keep you from just keep continuing moving forward, right? If you're going to hitchhike, right? Or there's guys that don't have the budget. If you're going to be hitchhiking, at least walk while you got your thumb out. So having a Google Business Profile is going to get you some placement. It will get you and build authority. I still suggest buying the domain. Even if you don't have the money to build a website, or you don't have the wherewithal, you're not technical, you don't want to even attempt it, buy the domain, lock down all your social media profiles, work on your Google Business Profile. Google Business Profile also has an area to build a free website. It's better than nothing. Is it ideal? No. But if you work on Google Business Profile first and you start getting leads in, then you should be putting money aside from all these leads that are coming in if you close the jobs, and then take the next step, build a website. Do your due diligence, hire an agency to manage this stuff for you, right? If you're just starting out, you're probably doing a lot of the work yourself, but your plan, right, is to hire a crew on. You hire a couple guys that come in you can put in a van, you can start getting out there selling jobs, making sure things are running properly, and you should have the same type of plan for your business when it comes to marketing, right? You should be able to, do things yourself a little bit, try to get some revenue streaming in a little bit, and then really have a clear, concise plan on hiring an agency that you vetted out properly, that's going to do this work for you and put the leads in. Because once you know what needs to be done, nobody can take advantage of you anymore, or at all, right? So you don't have an agency saying, the classic excuses that you're not spending enough money or somebody else is dropping the ball somewhere else. You already know what needs to be done. You already have expectations that need to be met. And if you properly vet out your agency and you're holding them accountable, then you won't have any of the problems that a lot of guys out there have, which gives digital marketing kind of a bad name because guys have been taken to the cleaners, right? So the best way to make sure that you're set up for success is to make sure that you are at least educating yourself on what needs to be done to get more leads coming in and get a better digital footprint. And there's no better way than taking an omnichannel approach, just being everywhere. All right. So that's it for this episode. Hopefully you got some value out of this. I would love for you guys to leave us a review. If you're listening to this on any one of the streaming services, that would be huge for me. And in the review, throw in some things that you might be struggling with. I will address them. I will read these reviews. Trust me. I refresh them all the time. I will address your problems directly. So if you're having an issue on your website where you're not converting traffic or you're just not getting that placement, I'll do a live website kind of scan and an audit and tell you exactly what you're doing wrong, and then give you some solutions on how you can make it better. All right, because we're all about building a community and building a culture of best business practices, and making sure that we're all helping each other out here. So yeah, if you're struggling with anything, just follow us, check out our YouTube, go on our website, schedule a Calendly, talk to us. We'll provide a free video analysis of where you're at. And more so, just educate yourself on this stuff and what it takes to really push your business to the next level. That's it for today. Thanks for listening to the Restoration Rundown podcast. Until next time, we will